lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we are going to relax and just chill. We don't have a lot of crafts to work on because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have not been in a crafty era, I guess I can call it. It's not been I haven't been able to get very creative lately, and then back to school started yesterday. At the time of this video, it'll be 2 days, I think. This video goes up on Wednesday, so it'll be my kids went back to school on Monday. So I've been struggling between getting them ready and coming up with crafts for you guys. So I decided I was going to give myself some grace and just be okay and just bring some things that I needed to get done really quickly with you guys. All right, so I have this hat that has been sitting in my craft room for about a year, right? And this was just from, I want to either Marshalls or TJ Maxx. It's the Gaian brand, nothing fancy, right? And I'm going to actually use my Cricut hat shape thing, but I'm not going to use the press because I have another heat project that I need to work on with you guys today. So I am going to use the shape. I'm just going to put it on here, and actually this has this piece on there, so I'm going to try to keep that from sitting in there and just get this shaped in here. And then a few months back, I don't know how long it's been, I did a haul that had Amazon, Michaels, Home Goods. It was a bunch of stuff, and Hobby Lobby and things like that. And I had showed you guys these patches in that video. My original goal was, I knew they were going to be for my hats, but my original goal was I was going to put it on this pink hat, and then when I got home they were supposed to go together. And look guys, when you put them together, let me take these out. In my brain, these were a lot smaller. Do you ever do that? You go shopping and in your head, in the store, they look one way. They look a lot smaller, a lot bigger, and then you get home and you're like, oh man, it's not working. So they looked a lot smaller to me. I don't know why, but anywho, I knew I was gonna put it on this hat, and I wanted to do my initials right here, but that's not gonna work because that does not look good one way or the other. It looks really weird. So what we're gonna do is we're going to keep the W for another project. I'm sure it doesn't even matter where I put this at, but I'm being a stickler today. So we're gonna set this aside and put that for something else. And we are just going to put the R on this hat. Sorry for the smacking of my lips. I shouldn't have done that because it kind of bothers me. Anywho, back to this. So we're just gonna go like this. I hope that makes sense. What do you guys think? I asked my son and he was like, don't put it on that pink hat, but it works for this one. Okay, so I already have my heat press. Let me grab my Teflon sheet. I don't need a big one. This one will work. You guys know I love my Teflon sheets. And then we are going to prep the surface. Now I've got my mini right here, and I just have it on medium, which is the 2 wavy lines, only because these patches from Hobby Lobby are not necessarily the best. I might have to turn this down because that might be too high for this material. I don't even know what this is. Let's see. It's polyester. It's actually polyester, so I think the high heat would be fine. So I guess you could sublimate on this hat since it is polyester, but it's actually too dark for you to sublimate anything on it, so it wouldn't come out very well. Just FYI, but because it's a high count polyester, but you actually, if you didn't want to sublimate, you could use your infusible inks on here. That would work. That's a thought, right? See, now that I'm recording, I'm just gonna put it directly on here. It's coming to me. But another thing is that high pain. I have arthritis in my knees. You guys already know I'm a vet, so everything hurts these days. And with the hurricane coming around, is literally I woke up this morning in a lot of pain. All right, so we're gonna get this patch. And this is one of those that you can easily confuse because it says iron-on sticker. So when you go buy these, make sure that it has the iron-on there, because if not, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna think it's a iron-on and it's a sticker. So just make sure. So all we're going to do is take the sticker, take this backing off, right there it is, and then we're going to place it down, and then we will heat press this on. Let me try to get this as straight as possible. You know, that's not my area of expertise-ism. Get this on there, and it's crooked. I wonder if I can lift that up. I can. Okay. I swear, being crooked is my area of expertise-ism. That's my word for the day. Being straight, on the other hand, is not. I think that looks nice. Okay, so let's press this on. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way because I can get more pressure this way, and let's press. Now I did a lot of pressure, guys, so because these patches, and I wanted to do the inside, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because it has this lining on there, so we're not going to do that. But let me cool it off to see how that did. That's hot. I'm just gonna check the edges. Actually, that I think laid down really. Ooh, that did good. Girl, you did good. Oh, that came out nicer than I thought it would. I'm gonna do a quick one over it again, just to. I didn't even let it get to temperature. You know what? My devices, all my presses have been acting weird yesterday and today. So I was doing a tester on my HTV Ront, Janet, and I was trying to do a sublimation project just to see if it would work. And my machine just suddenly decided, oh no, we're not going to get to our heat temp, and then we're going to just shut off. And I was like, please, not now. I don't want to buy a new machine anytime soon. Go figure, it'd be when the new one comes out, but I can't buy that new one, the one that swivels, because I don't have that kind of space for a swivel. All right, so let's see. This came out. Oh, I like. Okay, now I can wear this when I go get my kids from school, because I like to cover my eyes. Let's bend this a little bit, because you know, reminds me of my hat when I was in the army. Gotta cover. Okay, there we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's put this aside and let's pull out our next project. Guys, so I know you, hopefully you guys saw when I did this video where I did the rub-on transfer from Dixie Belle, I think it was. Yes, Dixie Belle. And it was the Alice in Wonderland one where I painted this off camera and then I did this rub-on transfer. I will try to link the video where I did this initially on there. It was just something from Dollar General. That's the price tag. Yeah, of course I didn't pay the $6, but anyway, and I said that eventually I would come back to this because this part was blank and I knew I wanted something else put on it. So I have finally found what I wanted. It took me forever to find it, but when I did, it made perfect sense. So this says, when you can't look on the bright side, I will sit with you in the dark. And I think it had who wrote it, but when I pulled this off, I couldn't find the quote because I pulled this from somewhere on the internet, and then I was able to find it on Creative Fabrica, I want to say, but it really sounds like something C.S. Lewis would say. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will try to link where it came from, or put it in the screen. So it's just gonna go right here. I wanted a different color for this, but with the font, any color that I used outside of black, this particular font just was not working. So it has these really delicate fonts. So I decided to use HTV mainly because it's super thin. When you apply HTV to wood, just melts into it, and I felt like it would go better with the rub-on transfer. So let's go ahead, put this down as soon as possible, and then we're gonna use our transfer tape. I don't think I need, actually, let me grab my mat. Put this down, and then it's probably not really necessary, but put our Teflon sheet and then put this down. Check on that. Looks like it did good. I'm gonna let it cool off for a bit, and then we'll come back and peel that off. That's cooling off. What we're going to do is grab this basket. See, what had happened was when I placed this up on top of my heat press, Janet, I have this sign that says everything is figure outable, and it has a chain, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect, except that one is silver, but this one is black. So I just went to Dollar Tree and grabbed this hanging wire basket. I don't need it for anything outside of what we're gonna do for today. So let's take it apart, because we just need some of the pieces, right? And I think this will be just enough. So things like this works perfectly. Actually, I'm gonna finish taking it apart because I won't need the wire basket for anything else. Guys, I don't know how many times I've said this in the past. I couldn't keep a faux plant alive, you know, so we're not even gonna do that to ourselves, much less to a plant, because that would be straight torture. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, repurpose it, I don't know. So you know how we are as crafters. Sorry about that. Okay, so then we're going to grab this. Still a little warm. We're gonna grab this. Let me zoom you guys out. And then we're going to put this. Oh my gosh. That's how warm you can tell it is when it's leaving moisture on your glass mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to just glue this onto the back of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just tack this on first with hot glue, and then I'm going to use E6000. And I think that should be enough right there. So, all right, so I'm going to use the hot glue just as an instant hold, and then I'll just use my E6000 further down. This thing will cooperate. There we go. Because I don't want this to go anywhere, right? So I know once I put it to hang up, I don't want, but you can't mix the two together. So this is the non-smelly E6000. It has low odor because I'm sensitive to smell, and I don't want to have to deal with the smell of E6000. Hopefully let me clear this out. Anyway, so I was saying you don't want to mix the two because they'll just kind of react to each other and it won't work. So there we go. That's done for that. And then let's let this dry for a bit, and then we'll flip it back over. All right, so this one is pretty much done. There's the hot glue and the E6000. So I can actually use it. Well, not really, because the E6000 is still wet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip it over, but I'm gonna use my Lazy Susan, and I'm just going to place it off of this so that it's not sitting on my mat. Then we're going to grab a weeding tool just to check, to make sure that this is all good to go. Oh, we do have some lifting. I'm gonna turn this back on. Oh. I turned my heat press on, and I did look up this quote. It is the C.S. Lewis quote, specifically from Alice in Wonderland. I should have known that because I did look up quotes from Alice in Wonderland specifically for this project. So I do have some lifting. Let me try on this side. And the HTV that I use for this is actually the HTV Rock HTV, because I knew this was going to be extremely delicate. That's what it looks like. Again, it says when you can't look on the bright side, I will sit with you in the dark. And it isn't that perfect with Alice sitting in the chair with her cat reading, and I'll just have this propped up for now. Probably in the hallway, or I'll probably take it up to my room, but for now, I'll figure out where I want to put it. So this is what this looks like. All right, so let me go ahead and take this off of here, clean this up, and then let's start our last project. Right, I told you guys this was going to be a super quick video, right? So we're going to do those projects. So this is what I have right here. So in my craft room tour, if you haven't seen it, I'll try to link it in the description. So in my drawer by my desk, underneath my desk actually, this is how I've always, let me move these out the way. This is how I have always organize my cords and cables for like our phones and tablets and things like that. I usually do a washi tape, and it does say like iPhone. You probably see it better on this one. It'll say like iPhone, and this one will say like iPad. This is for my boombox and boombox. Oh my gosh, my speaker box, and this will say like iPad Pro and things of that nature. So this is just soap bars, guys, Walmart, and I didn't use the ones from Dollar Tree because they're not as stable. So like this one was from Dollar Tree and I didn't really care for it, and so I just went to Walmart and got different colors and things. So I would use a washi tape it over there, and then I made sure that I use a label maker to do that, because even if you had a Cricut, that was just too small. My daughter's old eyeglass case has another set of cables in here, so you can use things in different items to store your cables. But what was happening was I just needed something different to do this organization, because the drawer was just getting crazy and things of that nature. So then what I did was I went, isn't this cute? This is the one from the Dollar Tree. This is the bigger of the ones that they have. And so I went on Temu, and I happened to have found these they called them cable organizers or something of that nature, I think it was called. So it comes in 2, 4, 6, 7, comes with 7 cases, I guess, and then they just open up like this. So it's kind of a similar idea to what I have here, except it's just miniature, and then you just pop it in here. So what we are going to do is, and I'll show you what else I did. Why the washi tape? First of all, why the washi tape? So what I've done is the cable goes in here, and then I've washi taped this clip right here, and then the washi tape matches whatever is on here as well, and then a strip of washi tape matches on here, so I'll know what goes where at any given time. So for instance, let me see, there should be one in here, but so this washi tape matches this one, so I know this all goes together and things of that nature. I hope that makes sense. If you guys wanted to try something like this one doesn't have one, but this one is older, so I don't think this one has one either. Oh yeah, so see, this one has this washi tape, and it matches this one right here. So these are all old earbuds from I don't know when, so that's how that is. So, and then I just use a rubber band for like these pieces right here. I'm just using old, not old, but the, you know, the baby hair ties. I still have a whole bunch of those, so that's what I'm using for that, to keep those intact. So my plan is, on top of this, so instead of using these clips now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to these magnetic clips that I found at on Amazon. So they're just little magnetic clips in different colors. My oldest kid has already permanently borrowed 3 of the other colors from me, so it's okay. And my son has combined them in this fashion. So sometimes I just come in this craft room and sit at the desk and play with whatever is at my desk. All right, so now with all that being said, let us start with labeling specifically the sides. So what I'm gonna do is grab some alcohol and my towel that I could have sworn I just had, and here we go. So just grab some alcohol, clean this off so that way my vinyl can stick to this nicely. Now this does fit in the drawers that I'm using, and those are just drawers from IKEA. Again, if you haven't seen my craft room tour, go ahead and watch that video and you'll be able to see which drawers I'm talking about. There's these little tiny cabinet drawers, I guess, office drawers, I don't know what they're called, and so they fit in there perfectly, to be honest with you, side by side. That's how compact these are. All right, so I've already weeded everything out, and then of course there was a mishap when I was cutting. So I have 2 of these. So this one did not cut out, this one got cut off, but this one didn't even cut out all the way, because I was cutting everything on one mat and moving vinyl on. You guys know the process of when you're trying to cut multiple things. And so this one cut and then this one didn't, so I had to recut. And then I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna recut, I'm just gonna take this S and replace it with that S. Easy peasy, moving it on, right? All right, so let's just grab some transfer tape. Let's move that out of the way. And let's start with the one that I'm not going to use. And get this off, since we're not gonna use that. And what I'm gonna try to do, right, emphasis on the word try, is we're gonna move this S. Now I'm using the same font on all the projects, on all of these. They're the same font. It's just a little, just looks a little different, but they're exactly the same. I just wanted a thick font that would work on everything and that wouldn't be difficult to just weed. And because it's a thicker font, it's just easier for me to cut and apply and things like that. So let's just burnish this back. Peel this back and let's just apply this one. So essentially all I'm doing is upgrading my cable organization in reality, nothing else. But I figured it was time a bigger one. It was just time for me to do so. I've wanted to do it for a while, but sometimes your girl is not in the mood.
All right, last one. That was a little more tedious. Well, I knew it was gonna be tedious, but oh my gosh. That was quite tedious, to say the least. That last one, I know I have another iPhone one that I didn't put on there. I might not need it, so that's why I decided not to put it on there. We don't have that many phones, but we do have some of the phone cables from older phones. So a lot of times I leave them in that drawer space in case somebody comes over that has the need for a charger, and so I can just grab a charger or something like that. But for the most part, we rarely use the cable chargers anymore. I've gone to cordless plug charging for my device. I just use one for my iPad. And that's it. So there we go. So the way this would work, I'm just going to show you and then I'll do the rest off camera, is, so let's say this is an iPhone one. That one doesn't have cables in it. So this one is an iPad Pro. So just take this out and the insanity that my kid made. Oh my gosh. It doesn't come like this, guys. It comes actually a lot better like that. Anyway, so you would just basically twist it around and however way you want, and then, well, make sure that it's aligned properly, right? That the magnets are going in the right direction. Uh-oh. Oh, did I break it? There. I had it in the wrong direction. Okay. So that's how it would go, and then you just put it in there. And then you just pop this one back in there, and there's your cables. Quite simple. I don't know what this one is for. These are not going in there, but that's what all of these. So for instance, this one is for my Logitech. So that's why it says Logi. So let's use this yellow in here. And then it already has its own. So actually I'm probably not going to do that. This, okay. So this one is for my mouse. But it's Bluetooth in. So there you have it. And then see, nice and cozy in there, and that is it. So I'll do the rest of these off camera, but I just wanted to show you the gist of this, and that is it. So it'll go in my drawer facing this way, and I just take it out whenever I need it. All right, let's clean this up and I'll bring the rest of the projects out. All right, so here's all the projects that we did today. I've got my new hat all done, and then my sign that I finally finished with you guys, like I said that I wanted to do, and we'll figure out where to put it. Half the time I don't know where I'm gonna put what when I do it. And then I did go ahead, while I was waiting for some of this to dry, the glue to dry on that, I went ahead and did put everything in its place in here, and I do have spots that are empty, and if I'm not going to end up using them, I'll probably just take off the vinyl and just put put something else on it. And I do have 2 that are just completely empty in there. So I do have extra places. I'll probably just take these off and put right here since they're empty, and then just put everything all together. So that's how these ended up looking. Really nice. And so thank you guys for joining and coming in with me for today. And again, I wanted to remind you guys about the giveaway. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are so very close. I will pick 2 winners, but in order to be part of this, be part of the giveaway, you have to share, like, and subscribe to the channel, and then we'll be able to pick 2 winners. Actually, I'm sorry, 1 winner that has answered the question of what is my least favorite item that I use within my craft room. All right, so we'll plug in a picture of the giveaway items that I have for you guys, and that'll be it. And be aware of scams. If anybody gets in contact with anyone saying that you have to send money, it's not me, because I'm not going to request any of your heart or moolah to send you a giveaway, hence the giveaway. All right, guys, again, I am so grateful for all of you that always join and return and comment and participate in everything that I do. You are so very, very much loved. All right, with all that being said, let's go on and enjoy the rest of our lovely and colorful day. Bye, guys.